Episode 7, Parallel U. Part 1, The Anomaly. They say every choice splits the universe. Every decision births a new timeline where you chose differently. But what happens when two versions of you meet, and one refuses to accept that only one can exist? Dr. Marcus Webb was about to find out. The particle accelerator hummed beneath Geneva, its 40-kilometer ring pushing reality to its breaking point. Marcus stood in the observation deck, watching energy signatures dance across holographic displays. 37 years old, divorced, dedicated to his work at CERN to the point of obsession. The reading spiked. Containment breach in Sector 7, his assistant Chen called out. Energy displacement off the charts. Marcus's fingers flew across the interface. The numbers made no sense. Matter wasn't just appearing, it was replacing matter. Atom for atom, a perfect exchange. Then the alarm stopped. In the silence, Marcus heard footsteps behind him. Slow, deliberate. He turned. A man stood in the doorway, same height, same face. Same scar above the left eyebrow from a childhood bike accident. The man smiled. "Hello, Marcus, we need to talk about Emily." Marcus froze. Emily, his ex-wife, the name he hadn't spoken in 2 years. "Who are you?" The stranger stepped into the light. "I'm you, from Timeline Sigma 7, and in my world, Emily is still alive." Part 2, The Impossible Conversation. Marcus backed against the console, his mind racing through impossible explanations. Hallucination, stress-induced psychosis, elaborate prank. But the man knew things. The exact pattern of freckles on Emily's shoulder. The song she hummed while making breakfast. The way Marcus had proposed on the observation deck of the Eiffel Tower during a rainstorm. "In your timeline," the stranger said, sitting casually on a lab stool, "Emily died in a car accident. March 15, 2023. Black ice. Interstate 90. Marcus's throat tightened. "How do you?" "Because in my timeline I was driving. We switched at the last minute. I wanted to sleep, so she drove." The stranger's eyes glistened. "And when the truck came around that bend, she swerved, saved a school bus. Died on impact." "That's not how it happened," Marcus whispered. "I was the one who wanted to sleep, I know, but you didn't let her drive. You never let her drive long distances." The stranger stood, approaching slowly. "Every choice, Marcus, every single choice creates a new branch, and I've been searching through the quantum foam for 3 years to find the one timeline where I could make things right." Chen's voice crackled through the intercom. "Dr. Webb, sensors are detecting a second thermal signature in your location. Do you have someone with you?" Both men looked at the speaker, then at each other. "Don't answer," the stranger said. "They'll try to separate us, and if we're apart for more than 72 hours, the timeline correction begins." Timeline correction. One of us gets erased. The universe doesn't like duplicates. Part 3, The Bargain. The stranger called himself Marcus 7. He explained it in the break room over cold coffee, speaking in rapid bursts between checking a device on his wrist, some kind of quantum stabilizer. "There's a convergence point," Marcus 7 said, "a moment where our timelines can merge, but only one version of us survives the merge, the one with stronger quantum anchoring." Marcus set down his cup. "And you think you should be that one?" "I know I should be that one. Because in my timeline, I've spent 3 years developing the equations to undo Emily's death. If you let me take your place here, I can save her before the accident even happens." "That's insane. You can't change the past." Marcus 7 smiled. It was unsettling how familiar that expression was. "You're thinking linearly. Time isn't a river, Marcus. It's an ocean. Every moment exists simultaneously. I just need to be in the right position to redirect the current." "And what happens to me?" "You fade gradually. Memories first, then physical cohesion. It's painless from what I understand." You understand, you've tested this. Marcus 7's silence was answer enough. The lab door burst open. Chen and two security officers. "Dr. Webb, please step away from," she stopped, staring at two identical faces. Marcus 7 moved first. His hand shot out, pressing something on his wrist device. The air between them crystallized, forming a shimmering barrier. He grabbed Marcus's arm. "We need to go, now." They ran. Part 4, The Chase. The facility lockdown activated as they sprinted through corridors. Red lights pulsed. Automated doors slammed shut, but Marcus 7's device kept opening paths, his quantum stabilizer interfacing with the security systems. "How are you doing that?" Marcus gasped, following his double through a maintenance shaft. "I've had 3 years in a world where I had nothing left but physics and grief. You learn things." They emerged in the underground parking level. Marcus 7 led them to a motorcycle, sleek, black, definitely not standard issue. "Get on." Marcus hesitated. "I'm not running from my own facility. I need answers, real ones." Marcus 7 turned, and for the first time Marcus saw genuine desperation in his own eyes. "You want answers? Fine. In 48 hours, a quantum fluctuation will destabilize both our neural patterns. One of us becomes the dominant version. One fades. Right now, we're at 50-50. So I've calculated how to tip the scales, but I need something from you first." Marcus 7 pulled out a data chip. "Your research, 3 years of your work on temporal mechanics. Combined with mine, we can save Emily, both of us. We create a new timeline where she never dies at all." Marcus stared at the chip. Everything he'd worked for since Emily's death. Equations to understand what had happened. To make sense of a universe cruel enough to take her. "If we merge our research," Marcus 7 continued, "we don't have to choose. We create a third option. A timeline where we both exist and Emily survives." "That's impossible. So is standing next to yourself." Marcus took the chip. Part 5, The Revelation. They worked through the night in Marcus 7's hidden lab, an abandoned subway station converted into a quantum research facility. The walls were covered in equations, timelines branching like neural pathways. As they worked, details emerged, small differences between their worlds. In Marcus 7's timeline, the Cold War never ended. In Marcus's, humanity had already colonized Mars, but Emily was the constant, the woman they'd both loved, both lost. "I've been thinking," Marcus said around 3 a.m., squinting at a holographic model. "If you've been searching for 3 years, you've crossed hundreds of timelines. Why choose this one? Why me?" Marcus 7 didn't look up. "Because this timeline is stable, strong quantum anchoring, perfect for a merge." "That's not an answer." Marcus 7's hand stopped moving. "Because in this timeline, you never had children." The room went silent, except for the hum of equipment. "Emily was pregnant," Marcus 7 continued quietly. 2 months. We didn't tell anyone yet. After she died, I lost both of them." Marcus felt his chest tighten. "I'm sorry." "Don't be. It gave me the strength to do what you couldn't, to actually fix it instead of hiding in equations." The word stung. Marcus stood. "I'm not hiding." "Really? Chen told me, yes, I talked to her before I revealed myself. She said you haven't left this facility in 8 months. You eat here, sleep here. The work is all you have. At least I'm trying to bring her back." "By erasing me." Marcus 7 finally looked up. "By saving her. And if that means one of us has to go, then fine. At least one version of us gets to be happy." Marcus walked to the wall of equations. His eyes traced the branching timelines, following the calculations. And there, buried in the quantum foam mathematics, he saw it. A discrepancy. "These coordinates," Marcus said, pointing, "they're wrong." "They're fine." "No, they're not." Marcus pulled up his own calculations from the chip. Side by side, the difference was clear. "You're not trying to save Emily. You're trying to erase this entire timeline. Marcus 7 stood slowly. Marcus. How many? Marcus's voice shook. How many timelines have you collapsed searching for her? The silence stretched. 17, Marcus 7 finally said. 17 versions of you, of me, but none of them understood. None of them were willing to make the sacrifice. Because it's murder, you're killing billions of people who are going to die anyway. Every timeline ends eventually. I'm just accelerating the process, and each collapsed timeline feeds into the next, makes it stronger. By the time I'm done, I'll create a timeline so stable, so perfect that nothing can touch us. Not death, not fate, not the universe itself. Marcus backed toward the exit. You're insane. I'm dedicated. Marcus 7's hand went to his wrist device, and I'm done asking permission. Part 6, the sacrifice. The device activated. Reality rippled. Marcus felt his quantum signature destabilizing, his very existence beginning to unravel at the edges. Marcus 7 was forcing the merge, using the stolen research to tip the scales. Marcus fell to his knees, his memories flickered. The first time he met Emily, their wedding, the last morning together, all of it fading like old photographs in sunlight. But then a spike of clarity. Emily's voice, not a memory, something else. Marcus, you have to choose. He looked up. She stood there, translucent, impossible, a quantum echo from the moment of her death, preserved in the space between timelines. You're not real, he whispered. Neither are you, neither is he. We're all just possibilities, waves that collapse when observed. She knelt beside him. But love, Marcus. Love is the only thing that exists in every timeline. It's the only thing that's real. I don't understand. You don't have to, she smiled. God, that smile. You just have to choose, save yourself or save everyone. Marcus looked at Marcus 7, who stood frozen, watching the quantum echo with tears streaming down his face. You see her too, Marcus said. Marcus 7 nodded. Emily, I'm doing this for you. No, Emily's echo said. You're doing this because you can't let go. But Marcus, my Marcus, he learned something you didn't. What? Both men said simultaneously. That some goodbyes are necessary. That some losses shape us into better people. That pain is just love with nowhere to go. She looked at Marcus. You've been in that facility for 8 months because you're afraid of a world without me. But darling, you have to live in it anyway. Marcus stood. His form was barely solid now, flickering in and out of existence, but he understood. He reached into his pocket, the shared pocket both versions wore, and pulled out Emily's wedding ring, the one constant object that existed in both timelines. A quantum anchor. You want to create the perfect timeline, Marcus said to his double. But the perfect timeline isn't one where nothing bad happens. It's one where we have the strength to endure what does. He held up the ring. I'm choosing to let go, not of her, of you. And he activated his own quantum signature, burning through his remaining existence to overload Marcus 7 device. The timeline collapse reversed. Instead of destroying billions, it would only destroy one. Him. Marcus 7 lunged forward. No, if you do this, you'll. I know, Marcus smiled. But you're wrong about one thing. This isn't a sacrifice, it's a gift. The ring began to glow. Emily's echo took Marcus's hand. Tell me, Marcus said to Marcus 7 as his form dissolved. In your timeline, what was the last thing Emily said to you? Marcus 7's voice broke. She said she loved me. Then let that be enough. The light consumed everything. Part 7, the return. Marcus 7 woke in the CERN observation deck. Alone. The facility was normal. No alarms. No chase. His wrist device was gone, dissolved along with Marcus's quantum signature. Chen approached with a tablet. Dr. Webb, are you feeling all right? You've been standing there for 20 minutes. He checked his reflection in a nearby screen. Same face. Same scar but different eyes, haunted, older, I'm fine. The test results from Sector 7 came back. False alarm, just a sensor glitch. But on the tablet, Marcus 7 saw something that made him freeze. An email, sent from an account that didn't exist. Subject line, for Timeline Sigma 7. He opened it. Inside was a video file. He played it with trembling fingers. Emily appeared on screen. Not the quantum echo, not a memory, a recording from before her death. Marcus must have hidden it in the cloud, a message that would only appear under specific quantum conditions. "Hey you," Emily said, smiling that smile. "If you're watching this, then I'm gone, and you're probably doing something stupid to try to bring me back." Marcus' 7 hand covered his mouth. "Stop," she continued. "Whatever you're doing, whatever plan you have, stop. Because Marcus, darling, I don't want to be saved. I want you to live. Really live, not in equations and alternate timelines, in the real world, where things hurt, where love is complicated, where people die and we have to find the strength to keep going anyway." She leaned closer to the camera. "I loved you, every version of you, across every timeline, but the Marcus I fell in love with was the one who understood that some things can't be fixed, they can only be survived." The video ended. Marcus 7 stood in the empty observation deck, 17 collapsed timelines weighing on his conscience, 17 versions of himself erased, countless billions sacrificed. For nothing. He opened his research files and began typing, not equations to reverse Emily's death, not plans to merge timelines. A confession, an apology, a promise. To live with the grief instead of running from it, to honor her memory by becoming someone who could survive loss without destroying worlds, to be the Marcus she'd fallen in love with, the one who could endure impossible pain and still choose to be kind. Outside the facility, dawn broke over Geneva. Marcus 7 watched the sunrise, really watched it for the first time in 3 years. And in the quantum foam between moments, in the space where all timelines converge, an echo of Emily smiled. "Thank you," she whispered to the Marcus who had let her go. And to the Marcus who had refused to give up, she whispered, "Now live." Because that was the final twist, the ending no one saw coming. There was no villain, no hero. Just 2 men who loved the same woman and learned the same truth in different ways. That the measure of love isn't in how desperately we cling to what we've lost, but in how bravely we face a future without it. Marcus 7 closed his laptop and walked toward the exit, toward a world without Emily, toward life. And somewhere, in the infinite sprawl of the multiverse, 17 collapsed timelines whispered their forgiveness.